So one day, recently, I was actually typing on a Google, which is the most complicated machine in the universe, and also which is the most powerful machine in the universe, and also which is the most complex machine in the universe. And one of my mentors told me, Kush, why are you typing in the Google? Look at the people all around you, actually. So then I actually realized human beings are actually the most powerful, most complex, and most complicated machine in the universe. And let me help you explain why that. The body which we are carrying right now with us, we just have about 100 trillion cells in us. And mind you, 1 trillion has 12 zeros in it. So 1 and then 12 zeros. I guess it actually will fall out of the computer or even the calculator. Zeros don't fit into that. So then I realized we also have about 100 billion neuros, right? And 1 billion has 9 zeros in it. So then I realized I started dwelling more into that. I realized we guys walk about 1,10,000 miles in the entire life. If I take out the arteries from where the blood circulates in the body, and mind you, we only have 5 liters of blood in us, right? And our lovely heart, we should be actually thankful for our heart because that's the only organ which works 24/7, even when we are sleeping. Because what? It pumps 7,500 liters of blood every single day in 24 hours. And I can go on and on about the human body. If I take out these blood vessels or arteries, I can just cover one part of the entire earth. So they are in the measure of 1 lakh kilometers of blood, right? If you want to hear more about interesting facts, we just have about 2 million pores in the human body. That's our skin I'm talking about, 2 million pores. Only on our face, we carry 20,000 pores on our skin. And we'll still wonder, why am I not able to achieve what I really want to achieve? So my question is, I got actually 3 questions to ask from all of you on that part. What is the goal of in my life? What is my purpose? If I'm able to answer these 3 questions, I can actually do anything on earth. I, as in we all, human beings, we're talking about. So first question is, am I very clear what I really want to become in life or what I want to achieve in life? And I've seen most of us actually spend the entire life and we are unable to find out this simple answer. Second, what are the steps I need to do to achieve my goal? And third, what are the sacrifices which I'll have to make to achieve what I want to become in life? Now, we have spoken a lot about the human beings, right? Most powerful, most complex. Why do we still miss to achieve what we really want to achieve? And the answer lies in a 4-letter alphabet. It's fear, right? And fortunately, unfortunately, if you break down this fear factor, the word, it's actually false evidence which is appearing real. And you spend the entire life in only trying to understand what can go wrong or what happened. And we all know 80% of the time, actually, we spend what went wrong in the past. And we keep on cribbing, crying, why did it happen? Why did it happen only with me? Why only me? Why not somebody else? And 15% of my time, actually, of my lifetime, I actually keep spending what's going to happen in future. And I'm worried, actually, about the future. And there's hardly any 5% of time I actually spend in the present. So my take will be, as much as I can, I should spend the present moment in the very best moment. Because my present moment actually will become the past very soon. And my future is actually what I do right now in my now. There's another thing for anything which you want to achieve in life. So for me, if I ask again that question to myself, I want to do something new in life. And the answer comes, if you want to do something new in life, you'll have to do something which you've actually never done before. Right? So to achieve something new, you'll have to do something which you actually have never done on that part. We as human beings also are very good in terms of correcting people rather than the other C, which is for me most important, is connecting with human beings. So there are 2 different words and they're poles apart. If I correct somebody or I connect somebody, if I connect with somebody, my life actually becomes more easier rather than trying to correct somebody. And on daily basis, it's only 24 hours a day. Let me ask probably the audience sitting out here. On an average, as per the Google, we spend about 8 hours in 24 hours time in sleeping. Yes, it's a bit scary because 1/3 of my life just goes sleeping. So I'm left with only 2/3 of my life. And if I'm a student or if I'm an office goer, if I'm a corporate person, I spend about 10 hours of my life in the office, right? So 8 hours of sleeping, 10 hours of work, 18 hours gone in a life, left with only 24 hours, right? I wake up, I eat 3 meals, I do a bit of gossiping, and as per Google, 4 hours on an average a human being spends on the iPad, mobile, the screen time. Now I wonder where is the time left actually? So 10 hours, 8 hours, 4 hours, 1 hour, actually the time is gone. So when and where and how do I become the best? Right? So I've got a couple of things from my own learnings which I just want to share with everybody today on that part. If I want to be the best, my first take on this is remove 3 things from your life starting from today. And this is only a 7 days exercise, which I learned from the mentor long back, and I'm still trying to work on that. As you're never perfect, you always keep trying, improving on that. So the first point is remove any negative word from your vocabulary, be it SMS, be it email, verbal speaking, or even message. And I know it's very tough what I'm trying to explain to you out here. And the 2 words, if and but. So 1, remove any negative word from your vocabulary only for 7 days, guys. Only for 7 days. Remove speaking if in your vocabulary language and remove the but from your language. This exercise is going to be the toughest task of your entire life. You know why? Because you actually will start wondering, because you're reprogramming now your brain, because you cannot speak negative word, you cannot speak if and but. So what do I actually speak? And it helps you transforming slowly in the person you really want to become on that part. Second, we've been spending probably 24 hours in a day. My second take is just understand what I actually did in the last 2 hours when I was awake. So I mentioned actually we spend 1/3 of our life, and 1/3 of our life goes in sleeping. It's very funny. We spend actually 1 year of our life only on the WC seat. And you can imagine what we do when we sit on the W seat, right? We are on our mobiles, right? So 1 year of our life, human being's life, just goes sitting on the WC seat on that part, right? So coming back on that. So every 2 hours, what I've spent, so right now if I'm talking to you, I'm just going to wonder what I did in the last 2 hours. Was it helpful what I did, what I speak, what I hear, what I smell, what I touch, and what I listened? So that's 5 senses I'm talking about, right? And if something which I did in the last 2 hours didn't make any sense to achieve what I want to become, let me try taking it out of my life for the next 2 hours at least. And just try repeating these things just for next 7 days, and you're going to be an amazing human being, because you're going to remove all the things which actually I'll never going to make a sense in your life on that. I love alphabets, and I love playing with alphabets. So my third thing is remove 3 C's from your life. And I know it's going to be tough, but I'm still trying to propose that to all of you out here. First is stop comparing yourself in anybody. 8.5 billion on this planet Earth. There's no point of comparing yourself in anybody, because there's nobody else who's equivalent to you in some way or the other, right? Second, stop criticizing. And I know, as I said, it's very tough, because criticizing actually is not going to give me anything what I want to achieve or get in life, right? And the beauty is 80% of people actually don't care what's happening in your life. And 20% people are actually happy that you have a challenge or a problem in your life. So stop comparing, stop criticizing. And third C is stop complaining, stop criticizing, and stop comparing. So these are the 3 C's. I'll leave it with all of you on that. 5 senses I've already discussed with all of you. I wonder, the house which I'm living, the car which I'm driving right now, the seat, office seat which I'm actually having it, why am I so glued to it? This was never before with me or off me when I came out here, right? And this will never be with me after I leave the earth also. So why am I so glued to this? So we are all on earth actually paying a rent for what we are doing on a daily basis. The more I get glued to it, the more I create complications for my own self on that, right? Last but not the least, we definitely know we've heard a lot. We are a super powerful human being, super powerful machine. Last, the alphabets, which I also mentioned earlier, also I love talking about alphabets, is the 6 F's will I leave with everybody out here. If you have to fail, please be the first one to fail. So fail first. If you have to fall, be the first one to fall. So fall first. And if you have to fail by any chance, then please fail forward. Because if you're failing forward, you have a chance of lifting yourself and moving forward on that part, right? Just summing up for everybody. So as I just mentioned, we are limitless. We can do anything we want. We can become anything we want. The only person you will become is the person you think will become. And last but not least, Steve Jobs mentioned it very clearly. Do you remember what he said? One of the lines? He mentioned, think positive, stay foolish, stay hungry. You know the reason why? If you're not doing that, who else will do for you? And if you're not doing now, when else